What if the very thing that makes a woman feel uncontrollably drawn to you is not louder effort, not more compliments, not chasing harder, but a quiet switch you flip inside yourself? One that changes the way her brain codes your presence from background noise to high-priority signal. Stay with me, because once you understand this, you will stop competing for attention. You will stop negotiating attraction, and you will start creating a pull that feels inevitable. I am not talking about tricks or mind games. I am talking about a precise way of carrying yourself, speaking and leading that aligns with how desire actually works. Momentum, tension, polarity, novelty, and reward timing. If the title unsettles you, good. Forbidden here means uncommon, the path most men never walk because it requires discipline, self-control, and standards. You are going to hear the exact blueprint. Apply it with ethics and respect, always. Consent and integrity are non-negotiable. But if you want to create the kind of magnetic presence that makes her think about you when you are not there, this is how you build it, piece by piece, from the inside out. Start by accepting a difficult truth. Attraction is not a debate you win with logic or a favor you receive for good behavior. Attraction is a system in the nervous system shaped by contrast and anticipation. The more you try to convince, the more you collapse the very tension that fuels desire. Most men smother attraction with reassurance, oversharing, and eagerness. You will do the opposite. You will become the man who generates calm intensity. Calm intensity is the core of the technique. Calm is your non-reactive center. Intensity is your purposeful direction. Put together, they communicate without words. I am grounded. I move decisively. I do not seek permission to be who I am. The nervous system reads that as safety plus challenge, which is the perfect recipe for curiosity, engagement, and emotional investment. Your first move is to build what I call your sovereign baseline. Before a single word leaves your mouth, your posture, gaze, breathing, and micro-expressions are already speaking. Check your body right now. Lengthen your spine. Unlock your jaw. Let your shoulders settle down and back, not puffed up, not collapsed, neutral and ready. Breathe low and slow so your abdomen expands subtly. When you look at her, do not stare. Do not dart your eyes. Hold relaxed eye contact. Then let your gaze wander to the environment, then back to her. That rhythm communicates you are comfortable in the world and not fixated on approval. Your face shows a trace of a half smile when something genuinely amuses you. You are not performing. You are enjoying yourself. This sounds simple, but it is the biological foundation. Calm physiology equals stable presence. Stable presence equals trust. Trust is the platform that makes challenge feel exciting instead of threatening. Now the forbidden piece. You will not lead with validation. You will lead with qualification. Most men try to get chosen. The magnetic man chooses. That does not mean arrogance. It means discernment. Instead of piling compliments or trying to sell yourself, you pose grounded prompts that invite her to reveal herself and earn your attention. Listen to the difference between, "You are so beautiful, can I take you out?" and "You have sharp eyes, I like that." What do you notice first when you walk into a room? People or details? The first line puts you in the applicant seat. The second positions you as a man with a point of view, inviting her to play a more interesting game. Qualification is not interrogation. It is a playful filter that signals you have standards. When a man shows standards, the brain tags him as scarce and valuable. Scarcity, when authentic and not faked, amplifies desire. To make this concrete, commit to a simple rule in every interaction. Earn, then reward. Do not flood with attention. Offer a precise, earned acknowledgement when she displays a trait you genuinely appreciate: wit, kindness, ambition, curiosity, and then pivot the topic. That perspective is refreshingly honest. I like honest people. Anyway, tell me how you ended up in this city. You recognized value, then you moved. That micro-pattern, recognize, pivot, creates variable reinforcement, one of the strongest drivers of continued attention. Variable does not mean unpredictable in a chaotic way. It means you do not become a vending machine of compliments. You become a man whose approval is meaningful and therefore memorable. Your voice is the next lever. Think of your voice as the remote control for tension. Most men speak either too fast and high, signaling anxiety and need, or too slow and flat, signaling low energy. You will use controlled variation. When you ask something important, slow down slightly and lower your tone by half a step. When you tease lightly, allow a warmer, quicker cadence. End key statements with a downward inflection, not a question mark. We should go check out that place around the corner. Not, we should go check out that place around the corner. The first projects direction. The second seeks permission. Direction invites her to relax and follow your lead if she wants to. That dynamic, when ethical and collaborative, is intensely attractive. Understand polarity, because without polarity, there is no spark. Polarity is the charge created when masculine and feminine energies interact. Masculine is not noise or aggression. It is depth, direction, presence, and responsibility. Feminine is not weakness. It is flow, expression, intuition, and responsiveness. Polarity collapses when you play it safe, hide your desires, or over-explain yourself. Polarity amplifies when you speak in the language of stakes and edges. I enjoy people who challenge me. I appreciate directness. I dislike passive games. I am drawn to curiosity and kindness. Entitlement turns me off. You are not just listing preferences. You are drawing the map of your world. If she resonates, a current forms automatically, because now there is something to step into. Here is a powerful conversational frame. Assume rapport, then calibrate. Do not audition for connection. Create it. Start as though you already know the two of you will enjoy speaking. Then read her responses with precision. If she leans in, holds eye contact, and answers with detail, escalate with a slightly more personal question. If she gives short answers or looks away, lighten the tone, make an observation, or change the topic. Calibration is the ethical counterpart of intensity. You push too hard without reading the room, you lose trust, you calibrate well, you gain permission to lead. Let's address humor and teasing, the misunderstood fuel of attraction. Teasing should never be insulting. It should reveal that you are not intimidated and that you see her as a full person, not a pedestal. Aim for observations about contrasts and quirks, not personal insecurities. You have the aura of someone who color codes their calendar but eats dessert first. Say it with a smirk and a pause, then pivot to a genuine question. Tease, then explore. That sequence creates sparkle without meanness. And remember, you earn the right to tease by being grounded and attentive. If you tease from insecurity, it lands as cruelty. If you tease from warmth, it lands as chemistry. Now the ethical core. Desire thrives on freedom. The more you try to restrict or control, the faster desire dies. Your presence must communicate, you are free to come and free to go. Ironically, that freedom makes your company intoxicating because it removes pressure. Pressure kills play. Seduction is refined play with stakes. You are not trying to possess. You are inviting her to opt in. When she does, do not rush to secure an outcome. Let the dynamic breathe. End interactions on your terms while the energy is still rising. I have to bounce in a minute. I want to hear the end of that story another time. That one move, leaving a little early with intention, builds anticipation. Anticipation is the invisible thread that pulls attention back to you. Your standards must be visible, not just stated. Standards in time. You do not linger endlessly on your phone waiting for replies. You respond within a reasonable window, then you put the phone down and return to your purpose. Standards in logistics. You suggest concrete plans instead of letting conversations drift. Thursday, 7:30, the jazz spot with the terrible chairs and great lighting. 2 hours, then I'm gone. Specific, playful, bounded. Standards and boundaries. You walk away from disrespect, flakiness, and mixed signals. You do not punish, you do not negotiate. You simply opt out. The message is, I am not here to be chosen by anyone. I am here to merge paths with the right one, and I am busy in the meantime. Nothing produces effortless pull like a man deeply occupied with a life he values. You need to build an ecosystem around you that naturally signals value without bragging. That includes your physical space, your hobbies, your circle. A clean, minimalist home with 1 or 2 objects that tell a story communicates taste and intention. Activities that require discipline, training, a craft, a language, communicate direction and patience. Friends who respect you and whom you respect communicate social proof far louder than name-dropping. When you invite her into this ecosystem, the environment does half the talking for you. You are not trying to convince. You are letting her experience. Let's break down the flow of an interaction so you can visualize the cadence you will use from first moment to first date and beyond. The first 30 seconds, posture open, eyes relaxed, a small smile that says, "I see you," not "please see me." Your opener is situational and concrete, not generic. This place has the best-worst playlist. You picked the only table with a view of the door, strategic move. You look like someone who reads the last page first. Tell me I'm wrong. You are making a playful claim and inviting correction. After the opener, you listen with your full body. Nod once. Hold eye contact when she speaks. Do not interrupt to one-up her. When she finishes, reflect one exact detail she shared, then pivot to your curiosity. You said quiet ambition. Rare phrase. Where does that show up in your week? Now you are inside her world, not performing outside it. As the conversation warms up, introduce micro-contrasts to keep the energy alive. Alternate between lightness and depth. I can talk about coffee for hours, but I will not bore you, unless you ask. Then, what is something most people pretend to enjoy but you secretly find overrated? Light question, revealing answer. When she shares, give an earned reaction. If she shows warmth, you escalate your presence by slightly reducing physical space while remaining respectful of signals. If she leans back or crosses arms, you give space and turn your body more toward the room, lowering pressure immediately. This dance shows competence and care, which amplifies trust. When you suggest moving the interaction forward, to a different part of the venue or to another day, you frame it as a curated experience, not a vague hope. There is a spot 2 blocks away with terrible lighting but actual conversation volume. 10 minutes, then I am out. Come be a snob with me about playlists. If she declines, you smile and continue enjoying your evening. No sulking, no neediness. If she accepts, you lead with gentle clarity. Pay the bill promptly. Move at a relaxed pace. Keep your focus on her and the environment, not on proving yourself. The walk between locations is where your voice and pacing become tools. Walk at a comfortable speed, shoulders square to the direction, not angled toward her the entire time. Make environmental observations to keep things light. Then ask a singular, deeper question. What value will you not trade, even for comfort? One line like that, delivered slowly, can shift the entire tone. Texting is where men destroy momentum. Text is for logistics and light play, not for dumping your personality in paragraphs. After an initial meeting, send one message that references a specific moment you shared, then propose the next step with time and place. I am still offended by your take on jazz drummers. Thursday, 7:30, the spot with the velvet chairs. Bring your controversial opinions. If she engages but avoids confirming plans, do not chase. Reduce investment. Your life continues. If she confirms, excellent. Keep the pre-date texting minimal. Avoid good morning routines unless you are already in a relationship and it is mutual. Mystery is not silence. Mystery is selective sharing. Let her arrive at the date curious, not saturated. On the date, your attention is your secret weapon. Put the phone away. Sit in a way that feels anchored yet relaxed. Establish a slow rhythm. When you speak about yourself, narrate your values, not your resume. I cannot tolerate vague commitments. I prefer a clear yes or a clean no. I get obsessive about craft. I like being bad at something until I am not. These lines do not brag. They reveal character. When you ask about her, avoid endless "what do you do" questions. Ask about friction and joy. What do you keep returning to when the day is loud? What would you say no to even if everyone around you says yes? These are invitations to authenticity, which builds an emotional bond quickly without oversharing trauma or turning the date into a therapy session. Touch is a language. You speak it with patience, reading her signals every step. You are not entitled to touch. You are invited. Early on, gesture with your hands openly, not flailing, and keep them visible. If the moment feels right and her signals are green, sustained eye contact, oriented body, smiles that reach the eyes, you can initiate light. Situational contact. Guiding through a doorway with the back of your hand near her upper back without pressing, a brief touch on the forearm during a laugh, then withdraw first. The withdrawal is critical. It communicates you can give and release, which feels safe and compelling. If she reciprocates or stays close, you can gradually increase duration. If she does not, you do nothing. Your restraint is not a tactic, it is respect. Respect preserves desire better than any line ever could. Your boundaries will be tested. Not because she is malicious, but because humans test for integrity. You must welcome tests as chances to demonstrate consistency. If she arrives very late without communication, you do not scold. You reset or reschedule calmly. No stress. Tonight's tight for me. Let's pick another evening when we can actually enjoy it. If she throws a playful jab to see if you are reactive, you smile and redirect. I can handle a jab. Earned jabs only though. If she seeks to escalate drama, you do not escalate with her. You lower your voice, slow your cadence, and speak in boundaries. Not my style. If this stays light and respectful, I am here. If not, I am out. That line, delivered once with calm certainty, changes dynamics permanently. Desire attaches to men who protect the tone of the interaction. The core you are building is frame. Frame is the story of reality you embody, not explain. In your frame, you are a man who values depth over noise, standards over convenience, and forwards motion over stagnation. You do not seek to be the loudest in the room. You seek to be the clearest. Clarity is quiet power. When you say, I am leaving at 10, you leave at 10. When you say, I do not talk about work tonight, you do not talk about work. When you say, I enjoy directness, you respond directly and kindly, even to a no. Nothing is more intoxicating than a man whose words and actions match. That alignment is rare. Rare is forbidden in a world drunk on easy dopamine. Let's talk about desire maintenance, because attraction is not a spark you catch once. It is a fire you tend or extinguish by how you live. Pursue purpose ruthlessly. Purpose is the axle. Relationship is the wheel. If you reverse that, you become resentful, clingy, or lost. Keep your commitments to yourself visible in the relationship. Mornings in the gym or on your craft are not negotiable, not because you are stubborn, but because your edge lives there. Continue to be unpredictable in ways that feel safe. New experiences, spontaneous daytime dates, short trips, learning something together. Keep the ratio of lightness to depth dynamic. One week you test a new restaurant and laugh for hours. The next you go to a gallery and talk about what a painting evokes for each of you. You are not performing, you are weaving a rhythm. Rhythm is addictive. It creates a neural expectation. Time with you equals feeling alive. Jealousy and scarcity games are beneath you. If you need to manufacture jealousy to feel powerful, you do not have power. You have insecurity. Your scarcity is not simulated. It comes from having standards, goals, and a full life. You do not flaunt options. You embody options. That quiet difference is everything. When a man is truly in motion, he is not available for constant validation cycles. He shows up fully when present, then he leaves fully to handle his world. This split attention, total presence or total absence, paradoxically increases closeness because it cleans the space from half-invested, lukewarm energy. Here is a practical weekly cadence that maintains pull without pressure. One fully focused date where the phones are away and you both enter something new together. One short coffee or walk where you share an insight from your week and ask for one from hers. One day fully to yourself where you do not text or call unless there is something specific to say. That alone day is not a threat. It is a gift to the relationship because it refuels your masculine core. Without it, you drain desire by becoming available at the cost of your own center. With it, you return with freshness, stories, and the grounded energy that attracted her in the first place. Your language will keep evolving, but lock in a few power lines that encapsulate this technique and use them when appropriate. I move toward what feels honest and away from what feels forced. I do not rush intimacy, I build it. I am here for tension that leads to connection, not drama that leads nowhere. I am selective, not indecisive. Freedom makes everything sweeter. Drop one of these when the moment calls for it, not as slogans, but as anchors that define how you operate. Over time, she will associate your presence with clarity, steadiness, and excitement. That combination is rare. Rare is compelling. Do not underestimate the role of aesthetics. A powerful man respects aesthetics because he respects the effect environments have on emotion. Curate your wardrobe for fit and texture, not just brand. Neutral palettes with one distinct element. A watch, a bracelet, a ring communicate taste without screaming. Keep your grooming crisp and effortless. Scent lightly. Your space should feel intentional. a plant that is alive because you care for it, a book with a bookmark halfway through because you read, a clean counter because you value order. When she steps into your world, she should feel your discipline without you explaining it. Explanation is cheap, experience is priceless. If you want to understand why this feels forbidden, it is because the modern attention economy trains men to be performers and pursuers. You will be neither. You will be a curator. You curate experiences, energy, and access. You do not hand over your attention to anyone who asks. You allocate it to those who resonate with your values. You do not perform for applause. You express because it is who you are. This is difficult because it demands that you find your own center and sit in it even when silence stretches. Most cannot tolerate that silence. They fill it with filler. You will use it. Silence, when chosen, is magnetic. After a shared laugh, let a moment breathe. Hold her eyes. Smile. Take a sip. Then continue. That tiny moment says, I am comfortable here. Comfort creates safety. Safety makes tension delicious. Expect setbacks as you practice. You will over-tease, you will underlead, you will misread signals. Good. That is how you calibrate. Review your interactions without self-loathing. Did you speak too quickly? Slow down next time. Did you reveal too much too soon? Share less and ask better questions. Did you wait for her to propose logistics? Propose them yourself with a clear time frame. Improvement is not about becoming someone else. It is about stripping away neediness and sharpening your natural edge. When you operate from that edge, you are not trying to make anyone addicted to you. You are becoming the kind of man whose presence is tonic. It makes life taste more vivid. People return to what makes life vivid. There is one more element, principled decisiveness. Indecision destroys attraction faster than bad jokes. Practice making small decisions quickly and owning them. Choose the venue, choose the time, choose the table. If she has a clear preference, listen and adapt. Leadership is not stubbornness, it is responsibility, but default to action. The man who moves is the man who is felt. And when plans change, and they will, reframe without drama. Curveball noted. Let's pivot. 15 minutes north. Quieter. Better chairs. You are not thrown. You adapt. Adaptation under pressure is the purest signal of competence. Competence is irresistible. You will protect the line between tension and pressure at all costs. Tension is the electricity that says, we could go deeper. Pressure is the weight that says, you have to. One attracts, the other repels. You create tension with eye contact, pauses, teasing, and invitations. You avoid pressure by reading signals, offering outs, and never guilt-tripping. If she needs to leave, you shake her hand or hug respectfully. You smile, and you exit with grace. That graceful exit, paradoxically, often becomes the reason she returns. People remember how you made endings feel. Make endings feel clean and confident. When intimacy becomes part of the relationship, you carry the same principles forward: presence, pacing, communication, consent. You do not rush, you savor. You check in with simple, grounded questions and observations that keep both of you attuned. You keep your life balanced so you never make intimacy a transaction for validation. You remain curious about her mind and her world because desire feeds on discovery. Discovery is infinite when two people are brave enough to stay honest. The technique you have learned is simple to state and lifelong to master. Become the man of calm intensity. Lead with qualification, not validation. Reward selectively and authentically. Speak with a voice that carries, hold standards you actually live. Curate experiences instead of chasing outcomes. Maintain freedom as a core value, and protect the line between tension and pressure. Every move you make is in service of reality, not fantasy. This is who I am. This is what I value. This is how I live. When you meet a woman who resonates with that frequency, she will not need to be convinced. She will feel it in her body first, then name it later. She will replay your lines in her mind when she is alone. She will anticipate your messages not because you drip-fed attention, but because you created a rhythm that her nervous system trusts and craves. That is the responsible version of the forbidden technique. Not control, not manipulation, but mastery of yourself and stewardship of the dynamic. You are not hunting attention. You are holding court. And in that court, intensity is guided by integrity. That is the difference. That is the standard. Now go practice it, slowly, cleanly, and with honor.